So we move now to Alsace. First, I would like to say, and I shouldn't be shy to say that, but the day we received, our family received the invitation to join this illustrious group was a recognition, not just for our family business, but for our region. Because everybody obviously knows about Champagne, Bordeaux, Burgundy, the Rhône, and we are very, very proud that Alsace is also part of this club of some of the greatest wines of the world, of this world. So, Alsace, if I may, very, very quickly. So we are, as you know, this region that is so beautiful that both France and Germany wanted it. Unfortunately, it ended up with a little bit of chaos because each time we changed nationality, we had to start all over again. Just a little reminder to really stress where we come from. 1918, Alsace really became French after 48 years of German citizenship. We never moved, but the border moved. And we had no more customer left. And we had probably 70% of hybrids. So we went from, our most glorious time, which was the 15th, 16th century, and then we've been affected like no other wine region in the world by the political environment. So we are very, very pleased to be peaceful now in Europe, and to have Strasbourg, our capital city, which hosts the European Parliament, which I think is a recognition of the suffering of Alsace over those years. So very quickly, Jubilé. Why Jubilé? Jubilé is a label we created at the occasion of our 350th anniversary, which we celebrated in 1989. So these wines were previously called Réserve Personnelle or Réserve Exceptionnelle, and these are, in the case of Riesling, our finest Grand Cru single vineyard wines. So you may know, I'm not going to start on this debate of Grand Cru, but these are our expression, our interpretation of Grand Cru wines from Alsace at its best. So these two wines exclusively come, like all of our top Riesling, from Grand Cru Chenambourg, which is one of the most celebrated Riesling vineyards in Alsace. The vineyard, our family has about 6 hectares in this fantastic slope, about 15 different plots, and we use for this wine, as they do in Burgundy for Grand Cru, not the upper part, not the lower part, but the middle part. So this comes from about 6 different plots of vineyards that are anything from 25 to 60 years old. Alsace, as you know, is the only region in France that grows Riesling, and we are the southernmost wine-growing region in the Rhine Valley. So with the warmest climate, where the grapes achieve full ripeness more than further north. So those wines are obviously bone dry, so without residual sugar. And this is the balance we look for in those wines, because the acidity is somewhat lower than in the wine of Egon Müller, and Valeska will be speaking about those. So it's a totally different interpretation of this great variety. I think one can only be accepted in the club of the world's greatest wines if you can show their ageability. So I picked 2 wines today, 2007, which we are only about to release, 2007, which was a great vintage in Alsace. Once upon a time, the top vintages were like 1976, the extremely warm vintages. And this is a proof of the climatic changes recently. Once upon a time, 1971, 1976, it was the hottest years that made the greatest wines. Now it's the coolest summers that makes the greatest wines. 2007 was the longest hanging time of the last 20 years, which is absolutely necessary, especially for Riesling, to build up its elegance and its balance.